Hello, everybody. So this is our transition to recovery class. So as always, be aware that you rest out if you need to. So please listen to your body rather than me and only do what feels appropriate. So I'm just still letting people in. Here we are. So please rest out. Only do what feels appropriate. Remember, for when you're lying down, you don't need to keep looking at the screen because the audio should be enough to guide you. As we come up to kneeling or standing, you might want to engage with the screen more, but screens are tiring. So I always do my best just to guide you with my voice. So I'm inviting you today to come to lying, but if you wish to remain seated, that's fine too. And we're just going to start by welcoming ourselves. So I'd like you just to take a moment or two just to bring your awareness into your body, because this helps to bring us into the present moment. And as we go through the class, hopefully we'll become more and more present. But just scan your body and see how it is today. It's really important that we learn to listen to our body, because this somatic awareness gives us the cues when we need to stop, when we need to rest, or even when we don't want to engage in something. Our nervous system is quite good at telling us what's good for us. But first we have to develop this listening in skill. So it's not like a obsessive compulsive disorder with our symptoms. That's not what I mean at all. I just mean a kind of clear listening into how is the body and how can I guide it. And when we listen in, we listen with compassion and kindness. And when we start from lying, I always suggest that you start with the knees bent, something under the head maybe, to help the back of the neck to lengthen. Heels coming into the buttocks. Now, if the knees are bent and you find that tiring, you can touch the knees together. We can stretch out the legs a bit later, but this is just as the back begins to unravel as we're resting on something, the floor, a bed, a sofa, whatever it is you're lying on. And then just take a moment or two to bring your awareness to your back, feeling your back melting into your support. Feeling the solidity of your head, and then just very gently rolling the head from side to side. And as you do this, make it as slow as you can to help to engage the parasympathetic nervous system, but also be aware of what's happening in your neck. So as you roll the head to the left, you'll feel a stretch in the right, and then you center, you roll to the right, and you'll feel that in the left. Now try not to judge it, just be aware of what's happening in the neck as you move the head slowly. And then bringing your head back to center, just to help to ground and center us even more before we start some gentle movements. We're going to just check in with our breath, because this is the most important element for our health. Our breath is everything. Our breath is life force energy. It's prana. So just to remind us, one hand to the heart, one hand below the navel, and you're breathing into that hand that's just below the navel. And think of the breath as being slow and slow. So it's not a great big deep in-breath, but instead of breathing into our chest, which is what we tend to do if we're in fight and flight, we're reminding the body of the diaphragm. If you can, breathe through the nose. And again, no judgment, just compassion. And if it's okay for you, maybe the breath begins to slow down a little. Nothing forced. And then also, if it's okay for you, we're going to engage the diaphragm just by gently bringing the navel into the spine on that exhalation. So as we inhale, that lower hand slightly lifts. As we exhale, navel to spine, just for a few breaths, just waking up the abdominal muscles and helping with the movement of the diaphragm. And you might find this tiring if you have fatigue, so maybe just do it for 4 or 5 breaths. And then you can leave the hands where they are, or you can drop them back beside you, whatever feels more comfortable. And we're going to do another breath work exercise, which helps to tone the vagus nerve. It helps to, again, take us out of the stress response. So most of you are very familiar with this. We're going to hum the breath out for the next 5 to 10 breaths. So you inhale through the nose. In your own breathing rhythm and your own pitch, which might be different from mine, but I'd like you to think of the breath as being, the exhalation as being long and smooth. And then finishing the one you're on, we're going to introduce movement with the humming. Now, if you don't have back issues, you might like to stretch out your legs now and keep the feet vaguely together, so we're not into a shavasana anymore, and bring the palms down beside the hips. And we're going to inhale and lift the arms up behind us. They might not come all the way back, depending on your shoulder mobility. And then we're going to hum the palms back to the hips, beside the hips. So the movement of that out breath and the movement of the arms are in tandem, they're matching. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, hum back. So it's like a moving meditation, the mind, the sound, the movement, all coordinated. So 3 to 5 times more in your own breathing rhythm, keeping the mind focused just on the movement and the breath. Inhaling to lift, humming to lower. And when you finish, just take a moment or two again to check in. How has that affected the body, the mind, the emotions, the breath? Hopefully the mind's a little bit quieter, but if it isn't, that's fine too. So just observing without judgment or expectation. Probably I put an expectation when I said the mind might be quieter, but no expectation, just observing and accepting this present moment just as it is, doing your best not to resist anything. And then we're going to do a little bit more movement. Now, this is very much somatic awareness we're going to be doing, some stretches. So I'm going to actually move with you because it helps me to focus on what we're doing. So we're going to start by inhaling the arms up and over and behind the head. So the palms come, the back of the hands are touching the floor behind you. Now, if they don't touch or that's too much for your shoulders, widen your arms or place a cushion under the back of your hands. And just breathe as you hold this. And then gently draw the toes in towards you. So you're flexing your feet, pushing the soles of the feet away from you, and then opening up your fingers, opening up the front of the body and breathing. So you have maximum distance between the fingertips and the soles of the feet. And take 3 to 5 breaths here, slow breaths through the nose. And just be aware of that rib cage opening. Keep the breath slow. And then when you're ready, you relax your stretch, but you keep the hands and arms where they are. And then take yourself through that once more. So flex the feet, push away with the soles of the feet, but keep the heels on the mat. Open the fingers and point the fingertips away from you. Feel that front of the body open and breathe. If there's any pain or discomfort, rest out. Don't push through pain, only do what feels comfortable for you. 3 to 5 breaths, listen to your energy and work kindly. Rest out when you need to. And then you're going to relax your stretch, relax your feet, keep the hands behind you, take an in breath, and then on the out breath, slowly, slowly, slowly let the arms travel back down beside the hips. And just take some resting breaths. And now we're going to do a diagonal stretch in the body. So I'd like you to breathe in and take just the right arm behind you. And with the left toes, start by pointing the toes away and then flexing the foot to pull the toes gently in towards you. And again, take some breaths as you are stretching away with that left sole and the right fingers. Breathe. Be aware that the right leg is relaxed and the left arm is relaxed. Be aware of what's opening and moving and what is relaxed. And then relax that stretch. Take a couple of breaths. And then repeat that again. And the second time you relax your stretch, breathe in, and on the out breath, travel that right arm back down beside the hip. Just take some resting breaths. Observe how the right arm might feel different from the left, the right leg different from the left. And then we're going to take that to the other side. If you would like, everything is an invitation. So breathing in, take the left arm this time up behind you. And you're going to point away firstly with the right toes, and then you're going to flex that right foot towards you. Jill, if you can't get that arm all the way back, take it out to the side at shoulder level. That's right, lovely. So for some of you, if you've got very tight shoulders or shoulder difficulty, you might not be able to get the arm behind you. So just take it out to the side. And then again, stretching from the fingers, point that right toe and then flex it in and breathe as you hold the stretch. Again, being aware of what limbs are working and stretching and opening and what limbs are relaxed. So don't introduce any tension into the limbs that are relaxed. In fact, there should be no tension at all, even in the limbs that are moving. And then relax your stretch. And then you can either rest out or you can take yourself through that once more. Taking a few breaths as you stretch. And when you've finished, open your feet wide, letting the toes fall out to the side, and take the arms away from your body with the space under the armpits, palms turned up. And just rest in Shavasana, observing how you're feeling, just from beginning to wake the body up. Now, even from our Shavasana posture, we can begin to do some gentle movements. So you might remember last week, we were looking at rotating the shoulder inwards or rotating it outwards. So as you're lying in Shavasana with the palms turned up, breathing in, turn the palms down. The palms come down to the floor, whatever you're lying on. On the next out breath, relax the palms up. And now try turning them the other way. So you're actually externally opening the shoulder. So the little finger is facing downwards, if that makes sense, towards the bottom of your room. And then roll them to release back again. If you're not sure, you can look at the screen because I am moving this with you. So I'm going to say don't worry too much about the breath. We're just going to roll the palms down, roll them back. So they're facing up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to roll them the other way to open up the shoulder, draw the shoulder blades together, and then back. So just a few movements like that. And then rest and just be aware of your shoulders and how they've moved and how they're feeling. And then we're going to hug one knee into the chest, then the other. And we're going to rock out from side to side. So rocking is really good for helping the nervous system to recalibrate and restore. It's also good just for neutralizing the spine when we've been moving. And because we're still working on the theme of the root chakra, just be aware as you rock of the base of the spine and the movement around Muladhara chakra. And then we're going to drop the feet to the floor with the knees bent. And we're going to think about our pelvic area. Again, this is very concerned with the root chakra and also the sacral chakra. Turn the palms down beside the hips. And we're just going to remind you we've got a great big clock face around our pelvis. And we're going to circle slowly around our clock face, just in one direction. You might like to start by going clockwise, and then in a minute we'll go anti-clockwise. So you're just rolling around that clock face of your pelvis. The knees will go as you roll. So taking that movement a few times in one direction. And then we're going to take that movement in the opposite direction. And then just relax for a moment or two into a neutral posture with the knees bent, semi-supine relaxation. Have the palms turned down beside the hips. Think about your feet. It can help to lift the right foot and drop it, and the left foot and drop it. So again, because we're still working with grounding, think of the feet and the base of the spine and that connection on your support. And then if you have anything under your head, it's probably an idea to remove it now. It doesn't matter too much. We're going to go into 𝒂𝒂 or the bridge posture. So it's quite nice to have the spine neutral. But think about making the back of the neck long, bringing the chin down towards the top of the chest. And we're going to press down the hands and the feet. We're going to breathe in, press the hands and feet, lengthening the back of the neck as we gently move up onto our shoulders. Keep the knees stable, keep that neck long. And then exhale to come down. And listen to your energy levels. If that was enough for you, rest out. Otherwise, take yourself through that once or twice more with the breath. So you're inhaling to lift. And you're exhaling to lower. And then when you've finished, again, draw the chest, the knees into the chest, rock out the spine from side to side. And just stay like that for a moment or two.